Hi everyone, welcome back to Monday Positivity. My name is Parul, and today we're going to talk about something that affects all of us. We're going to talk about emotional triggers, and I'll share some real life examples and insights to help you understand how they work and how you can manage them effectively. So let's dive in. Now let's try to understand what are emotional triggers first. Simply put, they are situations or events that provoke strong emotional reactions. And these reactions often seem out of proportion to the event because they're actually connected to deeper, unresolved issues from the past. Now, let me give you an example. Imagine you're having a perfectly normal conversation with a friend, and suddenly you find yourself feeling unusually defensive or upset. And this might be because something he said or she said triggered a past memory or an old wound. For instance, if someone criticizes you and you react with intense anger, it might be connected to a childhood experience where you felt judged or unheard, right? Now, it's actually very important to understand this concept because if you can understand the concept of emotional triggers and if you can identify your triggers, if you can recognize your emotional triggers, it can help you manage your reactions better. So, here's how you can start. First of all, you need to observe your reactions, right? So, pay attention to moments when you feel an when you feel like an exaggerated emotional response. You need to ask yourself, what specifically set me off? What am I feeling? Then you need to reflect on your past experience. Think about similar situation or situations from your past. Are there patterns or recurring themes? Then you need to journal your feelings. Write down your experience. It will help you, spot those triggers and understand their origins also. Now, sometimes it's not a reflection on past experience. Sometimes it's actually something is happening for the first time, but mostly it is usually, related to some past experience, right? So for if you notice that again, if you notice that certain topics in conversations make you uncomfortable, it might be a clue about something deeper that needs addressing, right? And once you understand why you got triggered, where is it coming from, you can actually manage those triggers. Now, here are some practical strategies to handle those emotional triggers. The first strategy is always, pause and breathe. When you feel triggered, take a moment to pause and breathe deeply. Focus on your breathing. This will help you, respond more thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively. And then, if you're comfortable, let others know about your triggers. For example, if certain topics are sensitive, you don't want to talk about them, they are sensitive for you, you can share this with those around you. You can avoid communicating about that. And sometimes if you think like the trigger is very strong, you can also talk to a therapist or a counselor. They can provide you with additional tools for managing these triggers and also understanding their root causes. Because managing emotional triggers is a process, but if you practice enough, you can improve your emotional response and you can also enhance your relationships. Usually, I'll give you an example. Usually, when I feel upset or when I, get that uneasy feeling, let's say I was talking to someone or something happens and I start feeling uneasy, I I don't respond. I don't react, immediately. I sit and I ask myself, first question is always, what am I feeling? So you need to name your trigger, right? So what am I feeling during this when I'm like emotionally triggered, what am I feeling? Okay, maybe I'm feeling judged, right? Now you need to ask yourself, is this something fresh, or am I projecting something? Right? So maybe it's a, again, could be like it's a past experience, right? Some, a pattern, maybe something from the past that was not resolved. And if you don't resolve your past wounds, they will, resurface whenever they find the chance. Why? Because in a way they are calling you. They need your help. They need healing, right? So if you don't work on your past wounds, if you don't heal them, whenever they get the chance to talk to you, they're gonna resurface, right? So ask yourself, that's what I do. Like, I'll ask myself, um, is it really like the situation in itself? Like, is it the situation that's causing this feeling, or is it something from the past? And if it's from the past, then obviously, like, now again, here comes the inner child work also. That's why I love, these two topics, shadow work and inner child work. Sometimes if it's like, related to the past, it becomes a shadow unless you heal it, and it also becomes an inner child wound. So that inner child is asking for your attention to heal that wound. So if it's something from the past, you can tell your inner child that it's not the same situation. I have more tools to deal with the situation now. So obviously, like, the first step is to actually have the tools, and now you are equipped with those tools. So you need to comfort your inner child that, okay, now I have those tools. I'm safe in this situation. I can handle this situation. It's not the same situation, it's a different one, and I know I can handle it, right? So that's how you start working on your emotional triggers. And again, the more you practice, it's a process. The more you practice, you can improve your emotional responses, and it helps you, enhance your relationships also. So I hope this episode, gave you some valuable insights into emotional triggers. And if you found it helpful, give it, thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe for more content on personal growth and self-awareness. Share your experiences with emotional triggers in the comments. I'd love to hear how you've navigated them. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.